So I think we can all agree that classic camper vans are pretty gorgeous. I mean, I don't know anybody who you'd ask and say, what do you think of classic campers? And they go, oh, not really for me. They're all pretty gorgeous. And they're so versatile as well. Over the last 70 plus years, these classic camper vans have gone through so many different versions of what they can be, whether it's campers, whether it's minibuses, whether it's for trade, whether it's crew cabs. It's been an absolute incredible legacy, but that legacy doesn't have to end simply because of unreliability of certain petrol-powered mechanics that used to sit in the rear end of these glorious machines. Today's video is about the legacy of eDub. It is coming up to our 11th year anniversary, a bit of a, at the time of filming, a bit of a legacy year for us. And so I wanted to spend today going through these vehicles and what we got wrong and how it's led us to the kits that we have available today. My name is Kit Lacey from eDub Conversions. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get into it. So what you see before you is a variety of camper vans that eDub Conversions have converted over the last 11 years. And the order of these camper vans is actually not to do with the year that they were first manufactured. We've got a variety of campers here, from very early split screens through to actually right next to it, one of the latest models we can convert, 1979 Classic T2. But this actual order here is the order that we converted them in. So I want to walk you through the different versions here, how they kind of came about to us, what kind of technology is involved in them, and then we'll go through them in a bit more detail. So we're going to start at the very beginning, because I've heard it's a very good place to start. Here is Indy, the iconic original eDub. So on the 16th, actually it was earlier than this, in the year 2013, I came up with a silly idea, is that why can't you put an electric motor in a camper van? And here we are. And Indy was the result of that first idea. So Indy is our camper van, so it belongs to the business, and so you see her all the time. But Indy was created with the latest technology at the time, so 2013, and so she features a ton of things. We'll get into the actual electric tech in just a second, but she's not in an original colour. So this beautiful shade of green, I think is actually a Mazda shade. I should look that up. So cat's out the bag. It's not an original VW colour. Some people are very keen on that. I'm not going to give my opinion, but Indy needed to be green for obvious reasons. Indy has quite a lot of bespoke stuff going on inside. So the cabinets were bespoke. They were made by a bespoke cabinet maker called Edward Daniel in Knaresborough, and they were made exclusively for this vehicle. It has a kind of a bed section here in the back here, and the batteries in this camper van are underneath the seat. So when the batteries were first installed, this is actually, Indy's on her second battery pack right now. The batteries were installed under the seat, and they were a lot of what are called Cal 180 batteries. They look like cereal boxes, and there were lots of them, and she had about 26 kilowatt hours of range, which was similar to the original Nissan Leaf that was all the rage back in 2013. So we were like, yeah, it'll be fine. But actually, being a much bigger and heavier vehicle, she didn't get very many miles range. So she's been upgraded now to a 33 kilowatt hour battery pack using Jaguar Land Rover LG Chem modules. And another beauty of these vehicles, of all of these vehicles, is modular upgrades. So I'm sure in the future she will get our latest conversion system installed into her to get even more range and more power as well. We've got induction hob in here, the front seat. People love this front seat. Give us a thumbs up if you love the front seat. This is called a flip and sit front seat. So it's on hinges on the sides here that you can disconnect, and you can roll the whole thing, flip it the other way, so you've got a sofa facing into the back. It's really versatile and really smart. In the front, it's all pretty basic. This is still a manual transmission. So you've still got a clutch, you've still got a gear stick, because this is a bolt-on motor. So if you Google electric camper van conversions and you ignore eDub, just keep scrolling, then you'll get to some of the more kind of regular, generic conversions. They're a bit more straightforward. So you can just bolt a motor onto the gearbox. You're just replacing your engine, really. And I'll go through the reasons why we don't necessarily prefer that method anymore. But this is Indy's got a full pop top, so you can actually sleep 2 adults up there. Me and my daughter sleep up there whenever we go camping with the family. And then in the rear, I should have opened this up before I started filming. So now we're going to get a little bit techie. So If you don't want the techie bit, just skip forward to the next bit of the video. Should have done this before I started filming. So here's your bolt-on motor. So this is actually, she's a bit mucky, I'm afraid. It's an AC motor from HBVS, and it's just bolted on straight onto the gearbox. And you've got a controller on the top, you've got charger on the top, you've got DC-DC up there. It's all pretty straightforward, a big empty space. Now, why don't we like this conversion anymore? For one, the motor has to go there, which means if you want to put a battery box back here, it can only come down to about there, which means you're still wasting a lot of space on either side that you can't do anything about. So you can't really fit many modules just on the top there, especially if you're wanting to use new modules like we do, as opposed to using reused Tesla modules, which again, I will get to very shortly. The other downside is that having a motor like this, the highest voltage you can do is 144 volts. That is significant because you can't do any rapid charging with 144 volts. So if you want a camper van that's very versatile and you want to be able to take it long distances, then a low voltage conversion of 144 volts is not going to be your cup of tea. So in this one, we've got just a regular Type 2 socket, and also that's a commando charging socket behind there as well, behind the number plate. But that is, I suppose, one of Indy's limitations. Now, I don't care about that because Indy is available for hire and I want her to stay nearby for a few variety of reasons. Insurance and me feeling good about it is one of them. So Indy's low range and Indy's lack of rapid charging is actually quite a bonus because it means that she can stay nearby, people can enjoy Yorkshire, they can explore Yorkshire, and they can come back here nice and easy, charge up at the campsite. It's a doddle. So those are the reasons what happened with this technology. Let's move on to our next conversion. There is another conversion in between that I'll briefly explain, but let's see the differences of where we went to next. So next we have Matilda. Now Matilda is actually our third camper that we converted many, many years ago. There is a camper that comes in between these two, but this was suddenly all the rage because suddenly we were able to get hold of Tesla drive units. This did two things. It did high voltage, which we mentioned before about needing to do for rapid charging, but it also did automatic driving, so no longer having a manual gearbox, which is really exciting. So this was Matilda. This was again brought on, the customer came to us and said, I want a camper. So eDub sourced it. eDub did any upgrades on some of the interiors, which I'll show you in a second, and obviously the electrification system as well. So again, running through the interiors, I think most of the upholstery, things like the seats, etc., have stayed the same. So that's all really smart. I love this upholstery. I think it's great. And again, a lot of the stuff in the middle there, I think we put a new classic stereo in there, but most of it is what was there originally. And then in the back, again, our incredible Edward Daniel from Knaresborough and his cabinet making skills created a really bespoke cabinet making system. So in the back there, you've got a top-down fridge, cool box fridge that fits in the back there. This table obviously lifts out, so you can sit at the sofa on the back there and have your dinner. This one's still running a gas, which is, I'll get to that. Gas hob on the top here, and then you've got kind of pop-out sink that you can use with the system up there. And then this is quite fun. Here you are, look. I should show that again without just putting it on camera. So that holds up with little magnets, and you've got a little space to do a bit of outside prep. That was all the rage. If you look at like 80s technology with these, they all had little things that came out, so you could just cook out here. Again, nice big pop top. This one isn't for sleeping up here. It's a bit of storage, a bit of extra headspace while you're cooking. This one's very lived in at the moment. And then in the back here, you can see this one actually has a bit of storage. Now, that is because this is a fleeting moment in eDub's history where we did Tesla conversions with Tesla battery packs. I think it's the only camper we did with Tesla battery packs, for reasons I will explain. So the battery packs are actually hidden. Some of them are under the seat here, and some of them are under the cabinet here. The idea being is that you look at it and you don't really notice that it's all the same cabinet, but it's actually batteries under there as well. Now, Tesla modules are very efficient, easy to come by, but they're big and they're clunky, and they have cooling built in. So you've got to be careful who's stored them before you've bought them, because if they've not stored them properly, then the coolant can just leak out through storage and damage the modules. They can't hold warranty. So as a DIYer, great, but as a business, trying to sell them to customers, you can't put any warranty or anything on those battery modules. And so it's just a bit of a swing in the dark, really, for the customer, which doesn't always work out that well. So We didn't Tesla modules in this version, but it also puts kind of stress and strain. Like there's batteries at the front here, resting on the front axles. It's fine, it's still within payload, but it's just longevity-wise, you kind of go, well, would we do that again? No, we wouldn't. But what it does give you as a bonus for this customer is range. This has got a really big range. This at times has got over 200 miles range of long distance driving, which is really incredible. So that is a benefit, that is a bonus of this particular conversion. But following this, we moved on to being able to source brand new batteries from, so suddenly suppliers are able to supply them in lower quantities. So let's move on to the next set of campers that took our next conversion systems into their progress. So I'm going to do these next two campers in the same little slot because they actually feature identical versions of different size kits. So here on my left is an E30 pack, which is a 36 kilowatt hour battery pack. And then we had an expansion version that led it up to a bigger pack, which is installed into the red camper here on my right. And so they feature both Tesla drive units, both feature what are called, again, CALB modules, but much more energy dense this time round, just two different capacities. So I want to go through them kind of in one shot and show you the differences. So we'll start with the E30. So this one here is actually, at the time of filming, is available for sale. So if you want to contact us and talk to us about that. But this is was previously Maggie, so it's now available for sale, so you can put your own stamp on it of what that needs to look like. So we've got, again, gorgeous upholstery in this one. You've got a full width rock and roll bed in the back, custom cabinets in the side there with a 12-volt fridge, induction hob, so you can use the power when you're plugged into the campsite when you're at a charging point to charge there. Really, I think a bit simple, but I love it because I'm like that. I don't like all the, that's my personal taste, I don't like all the frilly bits. I like it nice and simple. So I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Again, full pop tops. This is the same pop top that Indy has. This is full length, so you can get two adults up there as well. This one, again, CCS charging. So we've high voltage, so you can get CCS charging on here. And then in the back here, you got our conversion system. So you can see, so I've got these two side by side. These are using the same conversion systems. So what you see there is one of either 2 or 3 boxes. So this one has 2 boxes inside, one where you can see it and the other one on the petrol tank shelf. This one here has one where you see it, one on the petrol tank shelf, and then one underneath the vehicle. So that's what makes the difference in capacity. But yeah, everything that you kind of need is in the back there. And again, so the weight ratios are a bit better with these ones because they've got everything in the back. You've got brand new batteries. So you're able to put warranties on those batteries. You're able to cool them more efficiently. You can know exactly how they're going to perform because you can get the statistics from the manufacturers as opposed to calling up Elon, who doesn't answer. So that's what's going on in the back here. So yeah, the red one here, again, very similar in the back. You've also got rapid charging here on the side. This one's got a bit of solar on the top there as well. That's not for the traction battery, that's for your 12 volt. But again, very similar. This one's got a 3/4 bed in the side. Incredible sound system's been installed in this vehicle as well. This one's kind of got all the bells and whistles. The cabinets are original Danbury cabinets, and it's got a gorgeous Danbury pop top, which I'll show you in a cutscene because I'm not doing that with one hand. Danbury pop top with hammocks up there, really, really cool. And then in the front of this one, so we're just reinstalling some of the cabling underneath at the moment, so forgive the lack of floor panel. But this one has air conditioning and heating and a fancy stereo system. It's all the mod cons. So with this one, and power steering, oh my goodness, everything in this. So this one's a breeze. You can just open it up, you can take it out. It's so much fun to drive. Absolutely gorgeous. So this one's really, really close to being signed off. So like I said, the benefits of these systems is they were 400 volts, you've got brand new batteries. We were still using Tesla drive units. Now, those are really efficient. They're really easy to come by. We can program them to some level. But again, we couldn't put any warranty on them because they weren't ours, they weren't brand new. So that led us to our final installation, which I'm going to show you with the orange camper just here. If you've been waiting for this bit, thank you for waiting. This is where we're up to. These are the latest 2024 conversion systems. If you are to order either a conversion of what you've already got or contact us about getting a brand new classic camper, there will be a video about that very, very soon. Yes, a brand new classic camper. Get in touch about this, but let's roll on to the split screen. So 11 years of blood, sweat and tears. All of our systems are designed and produced and tested and thoroughly put through their paces in-house at eDub. So we know what's happening with everything that we do. And that has led us to, as of the time of filming, as of the time of you watching, 2024, our latest conversion system. So you've seen some of this in some of the videos of Daisy previously. Daisy, our split screen camper van, is an absolute dream. She is gorgeous, and I don't care if you disagree, but you can't. I mean, I dare you to disagree with me that this isn't gorgeous. This is, again, all the mod cons, and it's gorgeous, and it's brilliant. Oh my word. And again, split screens are strangely, they're a bit easier to come by at the moment. So if you're wanting a split screen conversion, our systems will fit. I'll go through those in a second. And they are, oh my goodness, they're gorgeous. And all the limitations that split screens used to come with in terms of engine power and things like that, gone. This is amazing. So I'm going to start with the cab actually. So around this side, so it's a left-hand drive splitty, loads of still original features. So you've still got the sliding windows on here. The door still opens so wide. I love it so much. This one again has power steering. It's also got heating and air conditioning, which I'll show you a little bit more of that in the back. It's much squatter. I don't know if you're aware, but you can see it from the back here. So split screens, these are all in line at the front, but it's so much shorter at the back. They are squatter, so they've got even less kind of space under the dash to put anything that you want to. So normally we put our air conditioning and heating systems under the dash. We can't do that in these ones. There's no space, but you've got gorgeous dials on there for showing your miles per hour, your state of charge and your motor temperature. You've got your gear selector on the side here, and also your air conditioning and heater switches on there as well, with a traditional style fan on there too. Absolutely gorgeous upholstery, obviously automatic, so there's still just pretty much single pedal driving. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go around to the interior this way. Again, I mean, disagree with me if you can. Gorgeous buddy seat, bespoke cabinet that now features induction hob. The big difference here is that induction hob will work off grid. So this vehicle, if I turn on the ignition, which gives access to the high voltage battery power, that goes through a special inverter and turns on that hob. So I can cook a cup of tea, I can cook some pasta, do a general camping inside of a lake in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely amazing. Again, full width rock and roll bed in the back, gorgeous upholstery in here, gorgeous curtains. I mean, you can't knock it. You honestly can't knock it. Leading round too, so you've got petrol tank flap has been replaced with a CCS rapid charging section there. And then here is the money zone. So as we said before, this is a universal battery pack. So this now fits in all of these campers, is this one battery pack. So not only is it one battery pack, it's one box. That is the battery box. There's no other boxes underneath, there's no other boxes in the back, and that is 62 kilowatt hours of capacity, as big as you can get in one single box. The reason we've been able to do that is because we have a smaller motor, which I can't show you because it's underneath, but we now have a brand new motor and single speed reduction gearbox that we can use in our conversions. And that means that we can squeeze that even further underneath, giving us the full height that we need for a single box battery build. So if you are to order an eDub conversion from us today, then this is what you will get. And they are a dream. We have already got, well, we're working on 3 more right now, let's put it that way. So there's 3 more in the workshop that we're working our way through over winter to get out to their customers by next summer. So there you have it, 11 years of converting classic camper vans to electric. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed looking through the different changes that we've made over the past 11 years, just over a decade now of working with these gorgeous classic camper vans. If you've enjoyed this video, then why not like it, and why not subscribe to the channel, have a look at it. If any of these vehicles have kind of piqued your interest, there is definitely at least one video of every single one of these back on our archives within the channel. So go back and have a look for the video that matches the camper that you see here, because you're going to find it and find out loads more information about the conversion and what went on with that process. Coming up soon on this channel, we are going to have an interior special video that's coming up very soon. We're going to have more driving videos of Daisy, our latest conversion, the split screen over to the side there. And we're also going to have loads more how-to videos, so things like answering our FAQs and the questions that we get asked most often If you've, why not tell me your favourite? Why not tell me ask me some questions about the technology that went into each of these vehicles, maybe some of the decisions that went into it. Put it down in the comments below. But thanks again so much for watching, and we will see you again next time.